Hi everybody. Can you comment pag andyan na po kayo? It's 10 o'clock already. Can you please comment? Kasi pinapasok ko kasi yung yung ibang friends ko just to check. But yung mga studs ko andito na ba? So we can start. And how is the audio? Kasi first time kong gawin to, so I don't know how it looks like on your end. Ayun, andyan na si Hello. Alright, okay. Kumusta yung yung audio at kasi first time kong gamitin to, so medyo pa ako. Medyo audible, okay. Yung yung video. Audible. Ang hina ba? Okay, wait. Kasi ginamitan ko ng ganito kasi siya, how do you call that? Nag-e-echo siya, kaya ginamitan ko siya ng ganito. So can you feedback kung paano? Kamusta ang audio? Hindi ba siya naglalag or hindi ba siya nag-echo? Okay. Alright. That's nice. Okay, so let's start na. Alright, let's start. So, good evening everybody. So this is the first live session for our majorship. Okay? So, kung mahina yung audio or whatever, just chat po there. Okay? Salamat. Review well. Yeah. Hello. Si Teacher Jamaica, isa siya sa study buddy ko. And they are here to support me. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so of course, social science majorship, go, go, go. Okay, so tong first 30 points na to, lumabas ngayong September 2025. Pero yung isa, isiningit ko kasi lumabas siya nung September 2020. March 2024. Di ba, Ma'am Jamay? Yung mamaya. Pakinggan mo to. Alright, so ito yung TOS natin as of now. Okay, so wala pa namang bago. Okay, as I have said, after nito is i-upload ko yung full video pa rin, so you can watch. I-upload ko dun sa Facebook, sa page natin. And then, mag-upload din po ako ng PDF, na of course yung PPT na I turned into PDF para mabasa-basa nyo pa rin. Kaya nagsulat-sulat pa ako doon ng mga important Okay? So, let's start. Regarding pwede pa kayong sumagot ha. Sagot po kayo. So, ilagay nyo lang po yung number doon. Okay. So regarding the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, what action did President Rodrigo Duterte ultimately take for the Philippines? A. He signed and ratified it, confirming the country's participation after initial hesitation. B. He withdrew the Philippines from the agreement following through on his initial threats. C. He refused to sign it, leaving the country as a non-participant. And D. He signed it, but the Philippine Senate rejected the ratification. Okay? Ano pa yung sagot niya? Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, nice. Sige, kasi medyo, meron pala talagang lag ng konti. Parang medyo malilate ang ano nyo. So, yan. Ay, bakit ganyan? Ba't iba yung nakikita kong ano na? Tama ba? Nandun pa rin tayo sa tanong na to, na sa sagot na to? Ay sa page na yan, na tanong? Okay, so you are right. Actually, you are right. So the answer is letter A. He signed and ratified it, confirming the country's participation after initial hesitation. Okay? So, yes, dun sa misma SPLE, nakalagay dun daw talaga na after initial hesitation. Okay, which is true. Kasi dun nga sa ginawa kong video, nakalagay dun na feeling ni then President Duterte na it will impede our attempt for industrialization. Okay? So, but when it was ratified, so we pledge a 70% cut, okay, in emissions, okay, by 2030. And in return also, we'll receive Green Climate Fund. Alright? Okay. And linagay ko dito sa letter D, okay, kasi we also have to know this, na pagdating sa international treaty, the two-thirds of Senate must concur, okay, for it to be ratified. Okay? Pagdating sa international treaty or agreement. Okay? So, of course, yung BNC, hindi na natin i-discuss. Ang isa pang tanong dito is kung ano yung ginawa ni Trump dito is ang ginawa ni Trump dito sa Paris Agreement is he withdrew. Okay, he withdrew from the agreement. Okay. Alright, so ito din. So linagay ko lang 'yan so you can always read it when I send the PDF. Alright, we go. Number 2, it is a philosophy that guides the government of Bhutan. A. Gross National Happiness Index. B. Gross Domestic Product. C. Gross National Product. D. Gross National Income. Okay, so hindi ko na lang binasa yung number 1 pala kanina kasi nai-video ko na pala yun. Okay? Alam ko po na alam. So, what's your answer here? It is a philosophy that guides the government of Bhutan. A. Gross National Happiness Index. B. Gross Domestic Product. C. Gross National Product. And D. Gross National Income. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, ang sagot po dyan ay letter A. Very good. Yes, Gross National Happiness Index. 2 times na lumabas to nung SPLE namin. Okay, so 2 points na kami doon. Okay, so alam naman natin yung gross domestic product, usually ang ginagamit natin to gauge yung how well we are doing, 'di ba, dun sa ating economy. But itong si the King of Bhutan, okay, he thought na parang no, it is not only about materials kung how we gauge yung economy natin. It should be like overall, 'di ba? So dapat happy din sila, okay? Contented din sila. Alright? Lapag yan answers teachers. Paunahan din kami eh. Alright. Okay. So, yes. And explain ko din, yung gross domestic product is kung ano yung services, okay? Services and products na nagagawa within a country. Okay? And yung gross national product is yung services and products, okay? Total of services and products na nagagawa outside the country. Okay? Alright. Okay, so let's see, okay? Of course, yung gross national income is yun na yung total nito, yung gross domestic product at saka national product. So, gumawa ako ng mnemonics dito eh. Ba't wala yung mnemonics? Nakalimutan ko. Yung mnemonics dito is, pag domestic is dito sa Pinas. Okay? Dito sa Pinas. Okay? Pag national product, N. Okay? Gross national product, yung N is nasa ibang bansa. Okay? Alright, and additional info. So, as of now, 2025, ang number one sa when it comes to using the gross national happiness is yung Finland. Alright? Finland. Alright. Number 3, why Central Luzon considered the rice granary of the Philippines? A, it benefited from the carp. B, its geographical features include extensive flat plains and has great irrigation system. C, it was the first region where rice was cultivated in the country. And D, it was not prone to typhoon, perfect for rice planting. Okay, ang galing-galing nyo naman. Okay, yes. So, ang sagot niyan is, its geographical features include extensive flat plains and has great irrigation system. Okay, so lumabas ulit to ngayon. Nung June SPLE din, lumabas din to, pero ang nakalagay doon is presence of dam. Yan. So, when which is yun naman talaga yung parang how do you call that? Narrow down mo talaga yung sagot dito. So, ito yung mga irrigation system doon sa sa Central Luzon, yung Pampanga River. Okay? Ito yung kaya that's why siya very, how do you call that? Very productive yung soil. Okay? And then yung two dams doon is yung Angat Dam or Angat Dam and Pantabangan Dam. Okay? So, yung A, alam natin it benefited from the carp, hindi kasi yung Central Luzon, which is Region 3, yung Central Luzon was known to be the rice granary noong 1920s pa. Okay? Yung carp alam naman natin na nung time ni Corazon Aquino, 'di ba? Okay, yung first region where rice was cultivated in the country, okay, according to my research, it's actually Cagayan Valley. Okay, so it's not Central Luzon. All right? And it was not prone to typhoon, perfect for rice planting, hindi, because may mga nabasa ako na laging sinusulat ng NDRRMC, okay, nila laging nagtitake ng brunt ang Central Luzon when it comes to cyclone or yung tawag nating typhoon. Alright? Okay, sabihin nyo lang kung medyo OA yung pag-explain ko, ha? Kung medyo matagal-tagal. Alright, so ito, linagay ko lang dito. I will not read it na. I added lang this one para pag na-print nyo yung PDF or pag nababasa nyo, at least nakikita nyo. Okay, yan. So, yan yung 7 provinces of Central Luzon. And yung San Fernando City, which is the capital of Pampanga, is serves as the regional center. Alright. Number 4, in a multicultural society, two distinct religious communities have a long history of tension over a shared holy site. To prevent violence, their leaders agree on a strict schedule that allows each group exclusive access to the site on specific days. So this is an example of which sociological concept. Okay, A, enculturation, B, assimilation, C, acculturation, and D, accommodation. Okay. Ang bilis naman ni Sir Janice. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, yes. Ang sagot po natin dyan ay accommodation. Okay? Kasi sabi niya, allows each group, diba, access. Okay? So, okay yung isang group, okay din yung isang group. Lumabas din to ng SPLE namin, pero iba't ibang, how do you call that? Iba't ibang sitwasyon, okay? So, it's best na we understand the concept, okay? So, alam ko na medyo alam nyo na yung mga, or alam nyo na to, pero ulitin ko na lang, okay? So, yung pag-alam naman natin yung enculturation, you are learning your own, 'di ba? Yung assimilation is, meron siyang dominant versus minority. Okay? Pero yung dominant, kakainin na yung minority. So, mawawala yung minority. Yung culture ng minority, mawawala. So, yung minority, ma-adapt niya lahat ng kung ano yung meron yung dominant culture. Okay? Yung acculturation naman is adapt. Okay? Hindi adopt. Okay? Yung adapt and mag-adjust. Okay? But you still keep your own culture, pero i-adapt mo yung pakonti-konti from the other culture. Okay? Pwede din na, yung sa acculturation, pwede din may dominant at saka minority na culture, okay? But the minority will adapt, okay? Will adapt from the dominant one, and yung dominant will also adapt from the minority one, okay? And itong amalgamation, dinagdag ko na rin dito, is yung amalgamation is mag-fuse siya, okay? And then, a new culture will be created. Okay? So, pag sa assimilation, makakain ng dominant, and then yung amalgamation is mag-recreate sila ng new culture. Okay, so let's practice. So, ito, hindi ko pala ano ba yan, Karen? Okay. Ay. Alright. So, ito, in vibrant port city, generations of intermarriage. Okay, wait lang. Try natin ha. Hindi pala kasi okay. So, do you still, see tama pa rin ba yung nakikita nyo? Alright. So, in a vibrant port city, generations of intermarriage have occurred between settlers of Spanish, indigenous Filipino, and Chinese merchant families. Over time, their descendants form a new blended community. Hindi nyo nakikita. Okay. Alright. So, kailangan talaga nating ibalik dyan sa ganyan. How about this one? Nakikita nyo na? Kasi hindi pala lalabas yung animation kasi hindi siya naka-full. Saan siya mag-aalis? Okay na ba? Anak, patay tayo dyan. Alright, okay, let me see. Okay, how about this one? Is it okay now? Okay, alright, okay. Alright, so hindi talaga natin magagawa yung animation pala kasi nga ganito yung setup kasi neto. Alright? Okay, so ito, let's go. In a vibrant port city, generations of intermarriage have occurred between settlers of Spanish, indigenous Filipino, and Chinese merchants families. Over time, their descendants form a new blended community with a unique identity, speaking a localized Creole language. Okay, and this is an example of amalgamation. Okay, so dapat question and answer to, kaya lang, ito nga, ganito pala ang setup kasi nito. Ito, a young Tagalog child in Bulacan learns to respectfully use po and opo when speaking to elders. Okay, so ano yung sagot nyo dito? Kahit nakikita nyo. Okay nga, teka nga. Teka lang Okay pa ba yung kita nyo? Okay pa ba yung kita nyo? Alright. Okay. Okay, alright. Okay, so let's start with this. Pasensya. Okay? So, ito. To succeed in his new corporate job in Manila, a young man from a remote indigenous community stops wearing his provinciano forma, adopts a westernized nickname, and focuses solely on speaking English in Tagalog in the office. Okay, so ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Is it enculturation, assimilation, acculturation? Ano po yung sagot nyo dito? To succeed in his new corporate job in Manila, a young man from a remote indigenous community stops wearing his provinciano forma, adopts a westernized nickname, and focus solely on speaking English and Tagalog in the office. Ano yung sagot nyo po dito? Ando na po yung adopts. Okay, very good. Yes, it's assimilation. Yes, good job, diba? Parang kinalimutan na yung kanyang katauhan. Alright, a Filipino family moves to Canada. The children start speaking English with a Canadian accent at school and enjoy playing hockey. At home, however, they still speak Ilocano with their grandparents and eat traditional Filipino meals. Okay, so ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Is it acculturation, inculturation, accommodation, amalgamation, Ano pa yung sagot niya dito? Okay, very good. Alright, so, Ma'am Mayan, I will only give just an ample time ha para baka abutin tayo maboarding kayo. Alright, so yes, okay, so the answer here is acculturation kasi tinira pa rin naman niya yung culture na like speaking Ilocano. Alright, very good. Yes, thank you, Ma'am Mayan. Number 5, okay, number 5 na po tayo. Alright, hello Sir Sonny. Si Sir Sonny po study buddy ko siya. Okay. Hello, Beshi. All right. What is the primary purpose of the observation method in qualitative research? Okay. So, letter A, to analyze pre-existing statistical data. Letter B, to collect first-hand data in a natural setting. Letter C, to conduct controlled experiments in a lab. And letter D, to summarize the findings of other researchers. Okay. So, what is your answer here? Primary purpose of observation. So, why do we observe? Okay? So, halos lahat ng research, di ba? Even the experimental research, we still need to observe. So, why is it so? Alright. Okay, very good. Yes. Alright, nice. Okay, so ang sagot natin dyan ay, of course, to collect first-hand data in a natural setting. Okay, so, ang sinabi ng friend ko na nagbigay ng tanong na to is, andun yung to collect. Okay? But of course, dinagdagan ko na rin dyan. Okay, so, of course, mali yung A kasi sabi niya to analyze pre-existing statistical data. So, data analysis na siya, di ba? To conduct controlled experiments in a lab. Okay, that is the experimental na siya, 'di ba? Experimental part. And of course, letter D is to summarize it. It's summary, okay? Or conclusion. All right, number 6. What was the term for a fundamental political unit of an ancient Greece, characterized by its independent city and surrounding territory? Okay, A, agora, B, polis, C, demos, and D, acropolis. Okay, what is the term for a fundamental political unit of ancient Greece, characterized by its independent city and surrounding territory? Okay, very good. Yes, so ang sagot po dyan ay polis. Okay? So, ito na kami dati, na nabudol kami ni na Sir Sonny nung kasi gas-gas na sa amin tong police, laging police, 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 okay? And then, yung tanong pala is, ano yung pinaka-center, okay, doon sa city-state? So, the answer would be Agora. Okay? So, I hope na sa actual hindi po tayo magbilis-bilis. Okay? So, yung city-state, kasi na, 'di ba, na nahati-hati na ang Greece noon. So, every city-state is called polis. Pero within the polis is we have agora. Okay, and agora, yung letter A, yung agora is yung sinasabi lang natin na market. Pero actually, doon nagtitipon-tipon yung mga tao to chismis, siguro to talk about anything. Okay, so yun po yung agora. Okay, yung Acropolis po, it's still part of the polis, okay, but it is called high city or large hill. So, bale yun yung parang pinaka-defensive possession. So, pag may war sila, so doon po naglalagi yung mga warriors, okay? Yung mga soldiers nila sa Acropolis because it's elevated. Alright? And of course, yung demos is what you call the ordinary people ng city-state na polis. Okay? So, I hope na clear yung pag ko. So, wag niyo pong kalimutan, yung pinaka-center, pag tinatanong yung pinaka-center is agora, okay? Yung city-state divided by city-state, it's the polis. Okay? Kasi baka ganun yung pagkatanong. Kasi dati ligwak kami lahat doon. Too much familiarity of questions could be deadly. Number 7, which of the following is the best example of a secondary source for a historical event? Okay, A video recording of the event as it happened. B, a letter written by a participant during the event. Letter C, a textbook chapter analyzing the causes and effects of the event. And letter D, the original treaty signed to end the event. Okay? So, number 7. Which of the following is the best example of a secondary source for a historical event? Okay? Yes, Sir Sony. Yes, feeling ko talaga. Alright, very good. Yes. Alright. So, ang answer is a textbook chapter analyzing the causes and effects of the event. Okay, so, halata naman, di ba? Kasi ang video recording of the event as it happened. Okay, so at it happened. Letter B at saka letter D, halata naman na, ano sila, mga first hand sila, okay, or primary source, okay? But dati, I want to explain yung difference ng secondary tsaka tertiary kasi dati, para na-question ko, ano yung difference niya? Okay, so here it is. At least yung primary sources, halata mo, di ba? Kasi first hand siya, di ba? Yung original thinking. And this, I put some samples ng primary sources na personal narratives. 'Di ba? Yun na. Diaries, mga interviews, ganun. Yung secondary is hindi lang siya restatement but also analysis nung primary sources, okay? So hindi lang siya na summarize also, it would be interpreted and reorganized. But doon compared mo sa secondary at saka yung tertiary is parang kinompile-compile mo na lang siya. You didn't interpret it, you didn't organize it, basta kung ano na lang ang nakita mo dun sa ano, yun na lang ang isusulat mo. Okay? Kinompile mo siya or sinamarize siya. Okay? So, yon yung ano yung example ng tertiary is yung Wikipedia, 'di ba? Nakalagay na lang doon without even interpreting. Okay? I-compare mo sa secondary source, for example, yung textbook. Okay? All right. Number 9, in psychology, paradigm is best understood as a mental model, B, a conclusion, C, a testable prediction, and letter D, a research method. Okay. In psychology, a paradigm is best understood as a mental model, B, a conclusion, letter C, a testable prediction, and letter D, a research method. Alright, number 8 tayo. Right. Okay. How about si Ma'am May Ann? Si Ma'am May Ann?